In India, each morning sun is a call to prayer for the devout Hindu. A summons to continue the journey from the profane to the sacred. From birth to death to rebirth, the Hindu Odyssey crosses many lives in the cycle of reincarnation. Along the path towards deliverance from this world, Hindus appeal with their prayers to many gods. It is a pilgrimage they believe will not end until they pass through Varanasi, India's city of light. From the crowded markets of Delhi to the misty beauty of Taj Mahal, India assaults the senses. It is a nation teeming with nearly 1 billion people, engaged in the tasks of daily life. It is a land of religious diversity and religious conflict, of mysticism and mystery, a land where the spirit is at the center of life's events. For the majority in modern India, life does not exist without the Hindu influence. It is a religion defined by its lack of absolutes, even by its contradictions. To the Hindu, few religious ideas are considered irreconcilable, and all religions are considered true. It is said there are as many as 330 million gods in Hinduism. Gods for the days of the week, gods for towns and villages, gods of emotion and gods of disease, gods of birth and gods of death. And in death, there is a place sacred to all Hindus, the ancient city of Varanasi and the holy river Ganges that transcends the heart of the city. The river Ganges begins as snowfall high in the Himalayas, the world's tallest mountain range that courses southern Asia. It flows 1,500 miles across India's northern plains, passing through Varanasi on its route to the Bay of Bengal, near Calcutta. At Varanasi, the Ganges swings into a wide crescent-shaped arc, which is joined by several smaller tributaries. The city of Varanasi wakes before dawn, and its people hurry to awaken their souls. An ancient scripture urges, "Come on, get up. It is dawn now. How long this ignorant life, this dark life? Wake up." As the sun climbs into the morning sky, thousands of Hindu faithful descend the ancient steps each day, as they have for more than 3,000 years. The river Ganges, Hindus believe, is the liquid form of God, and a pilgrimage to this river is among the most sacred acts of Hinduism. They offer holy water to the sun, remembering their ancestors, washing away their sins. They face east and pray for spiritual knowledge. They drink the sacred water, revel in the river, and absorb the spirit of the Ganges. It is the spirit of the Hindu god Shiva, the spirit that will carry their soul to heaven. Devotion to the Hindu god Shiva and to the sacred river Ganges is a way of life in India's holy city of Varanasi. This is the final destination in the Hindu's journey toward enlightenment. Long series of stone steps called ghats line the shore along the western bank of the Ganges. There are more than 70 ghats in Varanasi, each with its own purpose and history. Since the birth of Hinduism around 1500 BC, the ghats have been rebuilt many times. From the water, the ghats appear like a huge amphitheater facing the dawn, providing a ceremonial approach to the river. Along the ghats, scores of Hindu priests sit under umbrellas, assisting pilgrims with bathing, prayers, and rituals. Of the 70,000 pilgrims that visit here daily, most find a meditative atmosphere for spiritual exercise and a place for the chores of everyday life. According to Hindu mythology, the Ganges flows from heaven in a torrent so fierce it could destroy the world. Instead, the Hindu god Shiva catches the water in his long matted hair and strains the river's fury until it becomes the broad, smooth Ganges. The river is a source of life the Hindu call Ganga, a beautiful goddess. Ganga, they believe, is pure. Ganga is nurturing and kind to all creatures. Ganga is the never-ending flow of wisdom from the Supreme Being, the highest God, the universal power. On a bluff high above the Ganges west bank, Varanasi has grown to a city of more than 1 million people. Hindus believe that the glow from both the natural and spiritual light of the river make this the most beautiful city on earth. Varanasi is filled with life. Its narrow alleys overflow with markets and vendors. Its streets are like a river of souls. It is here that Shiva, among the most powerful of Hindu gods, makes his home. It is he who grants spiritual enlightenment, the knowledge that merges the soul with the Supreme Being. And with enlightenment, one life leads not to another, but to spiritual freedom. Varanasi is the home of thousands of Hindu monks and solitary sadhus, devout Hindus who have shed all their worldly possessions. They come here to escape materialism and pursue a virtuous life. They seek refuge in the monasteries and ashrams scattered throughout the city. They seek enlightenment from Shiva and an end to the cycle of reincarnation. While it may be a Hindu's goal to get beyond reincarnation, achieving it is not easy. Karma, the Hindu law of cause and effect, determines the path of the soul as it travels from birth through life to death and back to life. But the path may not be straight. Depending on the choices an individual makes, a soul may be reincarnated as a human being. But it's also possible to come back to this world as a rat, a flower, even an insect. For this reason, Hindus maintain a reverence for all living things.
Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
For followers of Shiva, good karma may be found in denial and self-discipline. Hindus believe Shiva himself lives this way.
Mangal bhavnaya mangalhari.
Like Shiva, many monks and sadhus wear their hair long and matted, some twisted into a top knot. Some cover their bodies with ashes as a sign of their renunciation of the world. Others wear the sign of Shiva on their foreheads. White horizontal bands symbolize three kinds of truth: in thought, word, and deed. And many devout Hindus place a central red dot on their foreheads, the mark of the Supreme Being. The glorification of Shiva can also be found in architecture throughout Varanasi. The Golden Temple, considered the holiest Hindu temple in Varanasi, honors the spot where Shiva pierced the earth with a colossal shaft of light to prove his superiority over the other gods. Erected in the 18th century, its spires were adorned with 3/4 of a ton of gold. Clanging bells and spoken prayer, the smell of incense, and the flare of a sacred flame. Like the Ghats, the temples of Varanasi hold mysteries of their own. In Sanskrit, the ancient language of India, the Hindu city of Varanasi was called Kashi, the city of light. Kashi is a play on words that links the sun's light to a person's spiritual enlightenment. It's the search for enlightenment that draws Hindus to Varanasi, to the holy waters of the Ganges, and to the sacred shrines found in temples throughout the city. The Hindu temple is the place for puja, the Hindu word for worship. In India, puja is a part of life. It can happen at any time of day. Bells announce a worshipper's presence at temple. Block out other sounds and focus the mind on meditation. During puja, the smell and smoke of incense disperses to signify the presence of God. Flowers, the symbol of happiness, devotion, and love, are offered to the gods along with sweets and water from the Ganges. Lights, waved to show worshippers' reverence, symbolize divine illumination. The search for enlightenment is a personal one, inward-looking, but may also be filled with freely expressed emotion. To a non-Hindu, the mood of a temple may seem unorganized, even celebratory. It is certainly spontaneous. As part of tradition that dates back centuries, a eunuch arrives, dancing to appease the gods. Hindus believe the presence of a dancing eunuch can make a barren woman fertile. Their blessing is considered good luck by childless couples. When worship is finished, a Hindu priest anoints the believer's forehead, marking the spot where it's believed there is a third eye. A person who has achieved enlightenment can open the third eye and look inward at the soul. They can become closer to the gods. For many, worship is constant. Scriptures from the Hindu holy book, the Vedas, are studied and read aloud by believers from all walks of life. These sacred writings reveal that the cycle of reincarnation can be stopped. A moral life led by a monk or sadhu is one step. But to take the final step, Hindus believe a person must die in Varanasi. It is said that India's sacred city of Varanasi frees a Hindu believer to live a good life, a clean life, a pious life, because it frees the soul for a good death. A Hindu monk has died, and his fellow holy men are attending to his final pilgrimage. With the river Ganges as their destination, the journey is joyous. Encased in a stone coffin assembled at river's edge, the dead monk is seated upright, the traditional posture for holy men and kings. His body is wrapped in garlands of marigolds, orange like the monk's robes, to symbolize the quest for spiritual knowledge. Instead of cremation, the traditional burning of the dead in Varanasi, the monk is given a special burial. one reserved only for holy men and sacred cows. Reincarnation has no power over him. He will not be born to this world again. By living a moral life and dying in Varanasi, it's believed he has achieved immortality. Amid the revelry of his victory celebration, the stone coffin slips from the side of the boat. He is now one with the sacred river Ganges, the water Hindus call the nectar of immortality. A smoky haze hangs over Manikarnika Ghat. This is the holiest place in Varanasi, the place where Hindu belief says the world was created and where it will be destroyed. Death is commonplace here. Many sick and elderly come to Varanasi to die, hoping to be cremated near the Ganges. Once death comes, their bodies are shrouded, perfumed, and decorated with flowers. Before cremation, each body is carried to the Ganges for a final cleansing dip in the holy water. Burning the dead is an ancient Hindu tradition. It's believed that souls of the dead are sent to heaven under the care of Agni, Hindu god of fire. As sacred as cremation is, the atmosphere is public, matter of fact, even casual. The mood is solemn but not somber. Open mourning is considered bad luck for the dead, who in the coming days must continue their journey towards salvation. Hindus believe the actual moment of death occurs while the body is in flames. At that time, Shiva whispers the truth that the soul needs to achieve enlightenment and set itself free. So many Hindus come to Varanasi to die that funeral pyres burn constantly. Scores of cremations occur each day, tens of thousands a year. Each pyre will burn for about 3 hours, many well into the night. Once the body is consumed, ashes of the dead are poured into the Ganges, merging body with holy water and soul with the gods. With the new dawn, the quest for enlightenment continues among the living. A Hindu priest and his followers welcome a new day in Varanasi, India's city of light.
Ramam